Oh, snap. We're live. It's the second week in a row. They said it couldn't be done, and it probably shouldn't have. But I'm here anyway, and I brought a rash with me from last episode last week. Hope you all remember him.
Hello.
He's a good guy. We invited him back. So I'm going to do my best here to run this. So this is going to be a little bit different, right, Arash?
Yeah.
Just a little bit different. Our format's going to be a little bit different. This is not going to be your normal, typical system.debug episode. Instead, we're going to be talking about some tech stuff, and we're going to be doing this on every other episode from going forward. So you're still going to have your standard episodes on the first and third Wednesday, or first and third Monday of every month. And then the second and fourth Monday of every month, we're going to be doing some of these tech talks. And you'll see some of the other hosts and guests hop in and out of these things. So if you're along for the ride, that's all it's going to be. So let's see what we can do. How about that, Arash?
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right. So to kind of kick things off, I figure one of the best ways to do this, since we're going to be talking about tech news on these episodes going forward, and some of the cool things happening in the tech spaces. Is that too generic? Can I say, like, does it sound too generic when you're like, the tech space?
Well, I think, like, to add on to that, isn't this supposed to be more of like an informal talk?
Absolutely.
So, like, we're not like reporting news. We're just sort of, just casually talking about whatever is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arash is right.
I'm just clarifying.
Fair enough.
You can continue. Continue with your spiel.
With your shtick.
Yes.
He's got a shtick and he's going to do it. Okay. So today I wanted to talk about some of the places we go for our tech news. Okay. So we're basically some of our favorite websites, Reddit feeds, because I know that that's coming out of Arash's mouth. He already stated prior to the show. We're going to be talking about Reddit. Oh, and his dog wants to talk about Reddit too. Kobe's on the Reddit train.
Kobe's guaranteed to bark at least once every time.
All right.
So where do you like to get your tech news?
Well, according to Megan, she likes to get it on Google and Twitter.
That's interesting.
Those are her two most reliable sources for tech news, is Google and Twitter. Personally, I go to The Onion. I find that to be
pretty reliable.
Very reliable.
Yeah.
Very reliable.
Yeah, one of the better sources.
That's right. Teacher goes home after losing lunch. Fantastic article.
Great.
Must read. Riveting.
Definitely.
I gotta get better headphones. These are so busted.
I like the tape, the janky tape holding them together.
Is it the tape that you like, or the cocktail straws that I'm using to keep it all?
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Ryan says Twitter first, Reddit next. And Megan does make a good point. Everyone does share good links in the Ohana. But what happens when you're not in the Ohana, right? Like, are there any, like, what about, do you ever go to, like, I know back in the day, I used to go to Hackaday. Have you ever been to Hackaday?
No.
Hackaday is really kind of a cool website. And I'll share my screen here and kind of show some of it. You able to see my screen?
Yeah. I've never seen the site before.
Oh, okay. Be the main presenter here. All right. So Hackaday is just kind of a whole amalgamation of hackerspace people, right? Lots of people showing everything from, like, in this case, casting the bed of a CNC machine in granite. So a lot of these are custom projects that are very, very neat. This is where I first learned about embedding a Bluetooth headset, right? Like the one you'd put on your ear. A young lady on the site in one of the hacker spaces had actually taken that apart and then stitched the microphone into her pinky, the push to talk button into the palm of her hand, and the speaker in her thumb. And so when she would get a call, it looked like she was just talking to her hand in a knitted glove, but it was really kind of neat. Some of the other really cool things that you can find on here, and I'm sure if I Googled for it, or search for it. They do a lot of like mobile Xboxes and game consoles, which is really neat. Like, uh, building out different portable game systems.
Oh, I love these.
Yeah. So a lot of really, really cool stuff in here. I know one time I followed some instructions to do like a laser microphone where basically you shine it at a glass and it will actually, based on the vibration of the glass, it will pick up on the resonance and actually send that back through the laser so that you can use the laser as a microphone. So if people are talking on one side of a glass, it would actually be able to send that back to your device. So that was like one of the, walkthroughs I've followed on here. A lot of really, really cool stuff on this site.
Yeah, cool. I've never seen. So I once watched like a YouTube series about this one dude who created like kind of like a Game Boy type thing using like an Altoids can. And it was like the coolest thing. Like he had like a screen in there and he like flipped open the Altoids can and then like it was
Oh,
like
for a little game console?
yeah, it was like a full game console like
They
right there.
actually, you can buy those. You can buy them pre-assembled, or you can buy the like the CAD drawings to print it out on a 3D printer.
Oh,
But yeah, they actually have kits like that. And yeah, Megan, it was a glove. It was just like a knitted glove that she'd done it in. So it looked really cool when she was talking because she would just push to talk on her palm and then be able to hold her hand like this and kind of chat away. I thought that was really, really neat.
yeah, that's awesome.
So
So have you ever built one of those things out?
not one of the game consoles, but I wanted to. But I mean, that's like on that list of I'd also love to build an arcade machine, and it's like
Yeah.
for the parts, like I think it's like 30 to 60 bucks maybe to get all the micro switches, the joysticks, and then like the MDF to build the container,
Mm-hmm.
which would be really neat. I'd really like to be able to do that, but I also think that you might be better off just finding one of the like just one of the cabinets already built out and maybe just gutted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Also, you can build like you can buy arcade things kind of cheap. I saw like on Black Friday Walmart was selling them for like $50. Like
like
a
the
little
mini boxes.
yeah, the mini it wasn't like it was like probably like 2 or 3 feet high, but still like you could buy those for like pretty cheap, which kind of like deters me away from wanting to build one myself.
Yeah, but when you build one yourself, you can at least make it like a main machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Where
I wasn't a Lego kid. So like
Lego.
yeah, like I didn't like to like build Legos. Just give me something that works and I'm going to do it.
It was like I just wanted out of the box to do what I wanted to
Yeah.
do. The Lego kid.
Yeah,
No wonder you like automation so much.
exactly.
I just want stuff to do stuff for me.
Yeah. I don't want to have to actually like build it out myself. Damn.
Megan, I salute you. Megan loves Legos. I love Legos too. I don't know what's wrong with Arash, but no one's perfect.
So I did have Legos. I had one of those like tabletop things that you built on top of it, but I never had like Legos where you like actually have like something you're building. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
well
Like the
then,
Death Star.
no, fair enough. Then this is what we'll do, okay? Because as you know, we're moving offices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be moving offices shortly. I'll tell you what, you can come into my office. I have a brand new Lego set. It is still in the original plastic bags.
Perfect.
So we'll put this together, you and me. Okay?
Okay.
You'll follow the instructions one by one, and we'll build a little Minecraft Lego set. How does that sound?
That sounds good. I have a better one actually, and I could go upstairs and get it. But for I do Reddit Secret Santa every year, and one year my Reddit Secret Santa got me like a 3D Lego set thingy of Hogwarts. So like, yeah, it's like I think it's just like one like the astronomy tower or something, but it's like a piece of Hogwarts.
Did you put it together though?
No, I've never put it together. It's still in the box, unopened.
Okay, Arash. And the Hogwarts thing kills me even more. I mean, like, we sit in my office and watch, like, Harry Potter. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So, not best friends anymore.
I mean, my heart isn't with Legos.
Okay.
I don't know. I never want to build things.
Hmm. That's a nice shirt you got, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I like it. No, okay, so Legos, we'll be putting those together. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
All right, so where do you go, Arash? Don't say Reddit. Where do you go?
I'm gonna give the same answers that the other people gave. I
What,
go.
Reddit, Google, Twitter,
No, Google's a stupid answer.
Lincoln Logs?
I would add YouTube to my list. Like I have like a few people that I like to look at. Like I recently bought a pair of AirPods, like the headphones.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was like looking up headphone stuff, there was this one dude called that like Phil or something. Phil's headphone reviews or something. But like I go to him for like all my headphone stuff, which I buy headphones kind of frequently. And I don't know, YouTube is just my go-to for like at least I don't know the right word, like commercial products, things that I want to buy for myself. I'm not reading chat and I feel like something is going on in chat.
Megan's like, you're a bad idea.
Was Google her idea?
Yeah, I Googled Megan. You Google
Googled
Megan? I use Google Megan.
I just don't get how Google is an answer.
No, because don't you Google things?
Yeah, but how's that an answer?
Because if you Google it, it's a source.
Not really. It's the engine that takes you to the source.
Okay, but you're lazy, so
I don't.
how often do you actually go to the source and not just read the first paragraph that appears as like the thing?
You think I read the paragraph? It stops at the title, basically.
It's like, yeah, that's the one. That's my answer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you ever watch like Linus Tech Tips?
Oh, Linus Tech Tips is awesome.
Linus Tech Tips.
There's a ton of YouTube things like Linus Tech Tips. There's also this dude named like Marcus Brownlee or something. He does a lot of like he'll like get the new like Samsung Galaxy phone or something. And I don't know, he's pretty interesting. He also interviews like a lot of pretty relevant people.
It's kind of like the same with like Unbox. They always do that, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't say Wikipedia.
That's kind of what I like to like look at as far as like personal products that I'm looking to buy is I just go to YouTube and just find things.
I don't know. Do you ever get to a point now? I'll admit, like, because this happens to me all the time, especially with like cooking or hands-on things. I will purposely not go to YouTube and use Google to search for it, only so I can actually get a walkthrough or tech instruction and not a video.
Yeah, no, that definitely.
So you Google.
I mean, I'm not saying I never Google, but like my point was like I don't. Google it can be like an answer to me. It's not a dumb answer if you like go to like Google News or something, you know, or else you're just Googling. I guess I'm just YouTubing things. It's not really any different.
You know who owns YouTube?
I know. We don't have to talk about that. You know, for a while I was Binging things. Like for a few years, I was like using Bing ahead of Google because Bing gives you rewards every time you use it. Like it gives you like reward points. So I would use those reward points to buy like Amazon to get Amazon gift cards, and I made like $100+ of Amazon gift cards.
Just using Bing?
Using Bing instead of Google, and they're basically the same thing.
I can't believe, does that still exist? How are people not Binging?
Probably. I think Bing nowadays is basically only used for porn. But
I don't think you can say that. I think.
Oh, I meant it's used for the University of North Georgia.
Kennesaw State. Roll Tide.
I mean, that's just the stereotype of Bing, is that that's what it's used for.
That's okay. I heard the same thing about something else recently, but I can't remember what it was. Ryan would have to tell me. Ryan, what was that thing that you were talking about that you couldn't do anymore on some site? I can't.
Is this about to become like an unrated?
Show you. I never heard Bing before 2 years ago. It didn't exist before 2 years ago, Bing. I'll show you.
Yes, it did.
I know, but
Bing existed like 10 years ago. Maybe not 10. 6? 7.
There was some Trillo? No, that's not a thing.
Trillo's a thing, but it's not what you're thinking of.
No, there was a site, and then Ryan was like, "You can't do this anymore," but I can't remember what it is anymore.
Ask
Anyway.
Jeeves.
I'm making us. I remember this. Hold on. Hold on. This is real. We've got this. Oh, let's Google it. No, not dig.com. I don't remember what this was at all. But yeah. Okay, so we can Google things. We do agree.
Yes.
Is it Trello? Yeah, it was Trello. It was Trello, and Ryan was upset that Trello was changing in here or something. Forget what it was. Anyway, so Linus Tech Tips for YouTube. What are some other good YouTube channels?
To be honest, I can't think of any more other than like those 3. I used to use things like, so I think Reddit kind of replaced a lot of things for me, because before I used to go to like CNET and some.
CNET's a good one. I liked CNET.
I used to like it, but I never go on it anymore. Maybe now I use it for like a source sometimes. I don't know. But like, I don't feel like I actually go on it at all.
Talking. Why did you stop talking?
What?
I was like, you just stopped talking, and then all of a sudden I was like, what happened?
Oh, I was going to the actual like system.debug thing because you're reading chat, and I want to see what people in chat are saying. I feel left out.
It's a lot of fun. Dead noise. Hello. Speak up. Ryan says Jay's 2 cents.
Jay-Z.
No, it's Jay's.
Oh, Jay's.
Well, the Z is not capitalized. I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, I turned the volume down. Oh, I actually just stopped the video.
I'm so confused.
I don't know.
What's he talking about? Why don't listen to him?
Okay.
He didn't even want to be on the show tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, how can you not be on the show and then be sitting in chat? It's Jay's? It's actually Jay's?
Yeah, call him out, Arash. Do that.
I'm just saying.
Oh, man. So we got a total of 4 viewers this evening. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
2 of them were me.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
Actually, only one of them's me. I think one of them's you, and then one of them's Ryan, and one of them's Megan. So technically, nobody knows this is going on. We're just kind of talking to ourselves. I know you're working. We're just filling dead air for the last 8 minutes, Megan. We're talking informally.
Did you tweet it out?
No.
Also, look at the
It's my first day.
Microsoft Azure.
Wait, what?
Oh, hey, we have someone else.
Can you hear me?
Shkoyu's on. Ryan!
Yes.
Ryan,
Can you
how
hear
are
me
you?
now?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So, hang on. I've got the same problem that I was trying to tell you guys to avoid, which was turn down the video if you're going to be on the show.
Can you hear his video? I can't hear his video at all.
No, me or you?
Me?
Either of us. My video's muted.
Yeah, mine is too. Mine is actually completely paused.
Yeah, that's what I was just making sure when I was saying, hey, if you go to the channel while you're in the show, make sure you turn the volume down because you get a feedback. Like,
oh, yeah.
That's all I was saying.
Yeah. So I like immediately paused it.
Gotcha.
So Megan says to stop laughing. Apparently this has become a no fun zone for Megan.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't want us to be having any fun, especially not with Ryan.
Right.
Because she has to work and can't be on the show. Ryan, tell us some tech news.
I
Where do you
hand
go
it
for your
all.
tech news?
I go to Twitter and Reddit is where I get all my stuff anymore.
Is there a subreddit that you like going to for it?
No, I just see what's going across the headlines. I'm subscribed to like building PCs, and I think I'm subscribed to a Salesforce one, and it's just stuff that I see on there, and then you end up going into a rabbit hole and reading about other tech things. I posted one in there. It was like a nature one. I can't remember what it was though. Let me see here.
I'm like just getting out of a phase of being like a Microsoft fanboy. So I am still subscribed to like Windows Phone. And
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh that out loud.
I owned a Windows Phone for like 3 years.
I actually have a buddy that used to have a Windows Phone. I don't think he does anymore. But speaking of Microsoft, I did post a link, which I found interesting, was I don't know if you all heard, but the Microsoft employees that are like protesting the fact that Microsoft signed a $480 million contract with the government to help them use, their virtual, I forget what they call it. It's not really virtual reality.
But HoloLens?
Yeah, HoloLens stuff. Yeah.
Why is that a bad thing?
Well, because if they're partnering with the military, they're automatically assuming that, it's going to be used for bad and not good, so to speak, or military stuff. Yeah, so the employees are like, hey, we didn't sign on to build weapons. We signed on to, do other stuff.
Well, Salesforce had the same. Didn't Salesforce just go through the same thing?
Yeah, they went through something similar because ICE was using Salesforce as well, Border Patrol stuff. Yeah, and they did do like an investigation into that, and they did address it, and I think the outcome was that division of it. They're not using it directly to keep people from the border. They were using it for other purposes or whatever. But I don't know what the official stance or outcome and all that was. I didn't quite follow along with it 100%. Because at the end of the day, companies, they still got to make money, but
no, but it just shows how much the world is getting smaller and how much just is different from the past.
Yeah, we're definitely
like the knowledge is out there. Everybody seems to be able to pick up on these things. You know what I mean? Whistleblowing in general, like that's just crazy. But that's for another time.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's good, and I think they addressed it, and I'm satisfied with their answer, and I think most people are satisfied with their answer.
What was their response?
Well, they did their check into it, and they didn't think that the software was directly being used for any sort of, what we would consider nefarious purposes or whatever.
Yeah.
But what they have done now, I believe, is, and you're finding more companies doing this, is they're talking about we really need to take a step back. I think Mark was on Mark Benioff was on a not a talk show, but like an interview on CNN or something, and he talked about we have to be responsible for making sure that our software is being used for good. And so they have, I forget what they're calling that now. There's an official name for it, but like ethics, ethical use of software or whatever. And so.
Oh no, and he actually, Mark Benioff hired somebody, the ethics officer, right?
Yeah.
There's something. Oh, I can't remember. I know exactly what you're talking about, but right, like there is actually like a chief ethics officer at Salesforce to make sure that the companies and the big business and enterprise sales that they're actually making are ethical sales, and they're going to ethical purposes and not right.
Yeah, it's something along those lines. It's very much like when they hired Tony Profit to ensure that there was equality and stuff. They're doing the same kinds of thing now, where it's just as important to them as equality is and was, when we hired Tony. It's now it's very important for them to make sure that the software is being used for ethical purposes. So, and Mark Benioff, he's very, very socially conscious and very socially active, and so it's really cool to see them kind of leading the way with that.
Agreed. Well, on that note, I think this was a decent first run at this episode, guys. Ryan, I want to thank you for showing up late.
I couldn't show up right away. I had a lot of stuff going on in the background here. As you
much appreciated.
No, that's fair. I was just talking my shit.
and to tell you, we don't swear on these shows. To tell you the truth,
Yes, we do.
So to tell you the truth, we just planned on deciding that we were going to start these, on Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these will get better. Hopefully our other shows will get better, but I've been promising that for 2 years. I'm not even
Or
gonna
not.
pretend it at any point. Yeah. But maybe we'll put out some more content. Hopefully you'll all watch. We really enjoy this. If you are watching this, remember to like, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you show up in chat on a regular basis and haven't liked a video or subscribed, really appreciate if you did that. If you chat to me all the time and you're not actually subscribed, that's kind of, I'd like it if you did that.
I don't think
That'd
I'm
be great.
subscribed. I should do that.
Yeah.
What the heck
I'm
is up
pointing
with
that out. So with that, you can follow me at USBryan28. That's BRYAN 28. On Twitter, you can follow Arashy Knoll. Just Google it. And
YouTube it.
Yes.
You can follow Ryan at Life with Ryan on Twitter. Megan, thank you for joining us in chat. Shao, thank you for joining us in chat. And we will talk to you all later. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.